shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Good afternoon, world. How are you? This is your host, Jineea Butler, with the New American Perspective here on Millennium News 24. It is great to see you today. I hope you're happy to see me as much as I am to see you. Now, we got some things to talk about this week. Another turbulent week in Trump's America. How are we looking? Today's show is brought to you by Yellow Brick Financial. And I just want to say, get your free financial review at yellowbrickfinancial.com. And we'll talk about that a little later. But let's jump into this. Okay. So, Joy Reid fired from MSNBC, right? So we know that MSNBC has been going through their troubles. They are an anti-Trump station. They are going bankrupt. I guess they are doing a lot of restructuring, and they took your girl Joy Reid out. Now, that wasn't just easy thing to do. Everybody is really upset or not about her firing. Joy, she had a show, a pre-show before the end of her last show, talking about how much value her show provided. And I believe that it did provide, it did provide for some, right? Her commentary was, tough for some. Now, I always got my thoughts on it. Always got my perspective. Rachel Maddow show, though, who's an anti-Trump hater, she got her show extended during the process of all of this. So it's very interesting that Rachel Maddow, who, is very tough on Trump, she got her show extended. They fired your girl, Joy Reid. She was crying. And Megyn Kelly, she mocked her. A lot of people are out there mocking her and say, oh, woe is me. And they're doing that, not only because they just didn't like her. They're doing that because she was hardcore, intense on all issues Trump for the last, as long as she's been going, as long as Trump's out. She has been like, I am not going to let Trump get in office by no way, no how. And you know what? She has her opinion and her perspective on that, and she can have that. So a lot of people are saying that Megyn Kelly was really hard on her with this, and she did do a good job. I say that she did a good job on her own content. I feel as though that what happened to Joy is she started looking weird in the camera a little bit when her eyes went down, when she cut her hair off. Her face, she started looking a little weird in the camera. She started scaring everybody. She was a vaxxer. She was a vaxxer and everything like that. She wanted everybody to get vaccinated up or we're going to die right now. So she went through a lot. I'm going to say that she went through a lot, herself and everything like that. So she started to get scary to me. And I feel like we're in a place in America where we are entrenched in politics, right? Our politics of how we look at stuff is basically how we are on this American plane, and we have definitely got to be careful. So, Joy, she vehemently hated Trump, and she was, she fought against him for her every word, and spent her time playing, the fear mongering in the American public, right? And so, the Project 2025, Trump is Hitler. So now that Trump is in office and everybody is bowing down, most people are saying, look, we don't want him to go twisted on us. Let me see what's happening here. Hold on 1 second. We don't want him to go twisted on us or anything like that. And I see, she scared me. She would be up in the camera and she'd be like, be scared, be very scared. And, I would be scared by the stuff that she was saying. She'd be like, oh my God, you have to worry about this. And then now Trump is in office. So what does that mean? She want to keep on going. They're like, Joy, we can't let you keep going, but can you let Rachel Maddow keep going? That's my question. because Rachel is just as hardcore. So your boy E Money, Elon Musk, he wants his workers, okay, to tell them what they did yesterday. And he sent them an email and said, if you don't answer this, you may be fired. Right? So I never got that in working for a corporate office. And they said, listen, if you don't send this email back, because they wanted to, Elon said, I wanted to see if they were alive. So basically, if you didn't send this email back, that was another reason for them to fire you. Now, E-Money is going a little hard on trying to fire everybody in the federal government. He is going, well, Trump the other day, I did tell him, listen, I love what you're doing, Elon. Go a little harder in the paint. We're loving it. We're feeling it. Let's go hard. So he did say that. But Elon is going, he's tripping, and then 21 staffers of his own, they actually resigned on Elon. They wrote a big letter to everybody and said, we are resigning. That's what it is. This is what we doing, and this is where we going from here. So they said, we up out of here. We are not going to take out the government system the way that you want us to do. We are not going to compromise. We are not going to compromise what we're doing and everything like that. So they said, no, you can't do that. And so E-Money, they're going against them. The Democratic constituents, a lot of the Congress and the Senate people, they got out on the steps the other day, and they was all out there saying, look, they was picketing against Elon. I didn't see any stuff, but they was picking it against Elon and saying that Elon gotta go because he's a private citizen and he's going through everybody's taxpayers information and everything like that. So what's going on with that, E? You know what I'm saying? So we really got to think about Elon Musk's job. Now, he did save a lot of money. I don't have the number right off the bat, but he did save a lot of money. And now the Democrats are saying no to the budget that the Republicans just put out. And that's like on SNAP and everything like that. So they're cutting a lot of stuff and asking the tax cut for the billionaires. Y'all got to get this right, though. Y'all can't keep saying, I'm with let's get these people off the federal funds and things of that nature. But there's a problem bigger than just snap it off and then just take away the food and everybody will get up and go to work. It's a bigger problem than that. So don't just act like that problem is just simple and we could just snap it away. You got to do a little bit more work than asking for a tax deduction and spending no money in these areas and then take the money that's already put there in those areas. We need to have real programming on this because it wasn't us that did that. Okay? It wasn't us. I interviewed a gentleman last week. He did a book, 1971, and he talked about how Black people in the Nixon era and way before that too, but how Black people did not get their fair shot. So let's really think about how we're moving in this scenario, okay? So we really, really, really got to think that out, okay? So so they're talking about who's giving Elon all this government power, okay? Then Auntie Max, your girl Auntie Max jumped out. I haven't seen her in a long time. Maxine Waters, she jumped out and she was like, she threw the paper. She was like, we ain't with this. Y'all trying to do this. We ain't with it. We ain't coming up with nothing. We ain't doing it. So that was the old Auntie Max that I know. Now, did you hear about what's going on with Pastor Jamal Bryant? So I'll talk about my White House visit. I was in the White House for the Black History Month event last year. Last year. It feels like last year. Last week, I was in the White House for that. And it was something. But there was a big incident in the White House where they had a big head of Jamal Bryant. Now, I seen the big head. Okay, I was in there. And I'm thinking, why do they have the big head of Jamal Bryant. Okay, I think I can't see right here. So I'm like, why do they have the big head of Jamal Bryant? Okay, and they didn't have. I didn't see where they hold it up, but there was a video that was going around that had the big head of Jamal Bryant, and they're saying, oh, they was all happy that Kash Patel had gotten appointed and confirmed, and that now we're going after you, Jamal Bryant. And it just said this was a popular um, YouTuber or something, of the blogger or something of the sort. But I saw the big head, but I was like, why do they have him in there? Is Jamal going to be here tonight? Thought he was going Republican, but that wasn't it. But if you know Jamal Bryant, he has Target. Target is Target. He's having a fast against Target. Basically, they're boycotting Target for going against their DEI piece. Target had taken in a lot of Black minority businesses and their products and things into their stores. And now they had like a certain amount of money that they said they was going to spend. And when Trump jumped out and said, no more DEI, they ran behind them. And there's a bunch of stores that are doing this, but they picked Target for this 40-day fast. I believe it's starting March 1st. So people are now going against Jamal Bryant. Okay. I don't know that he's getting death threats or anything of the nature, but they're definitely jumping out. And they did have the big head. I seen it, Pastor Bryant, in there. And, I thought maybe that you were showing up and I didn't see anything, like they weren't doing anything vicious. But I did see an interview with him, and he was like, have you ever been to the White House? I've been to the White House before. He said, well, how did they get the big head in there? That was my question too. But they were pretty much letting anybody, like they weren't stopping people from bringing stuff in the White House. They were kind of, everybody was on message that, okay, we're doing this Black thing today, be free and clear. They were cool, of letting everybody in. I mean, I didn't see anybody coming in on no craziness, but that was the crazy. So Vivek, remember I was talking about Vivek because I had messed up his name. So remember I was talking about Vivek? Well, guess where he's at? Remember I said he was real quiet on the Doge piece? I said that last week. Well, I wonder why, okay? Vivek is running for governor of Ohio. I told you, where was Vivek? So I don't know that if he got into a fight with Elon already and said, well, I'm going to go ahead and do my plan. Anyway, my plan wasn't to get confirmed over here with Doge. My plan was to run for governor of Ohio. Now, what's up with that? Okay. I got to look to see who the current governor of Ohio is, but I believe it's a Democratic. No, maybe it's, I don't know who it is. Let me check on that before I start running my mouth. You know how I do. The other news in Republican lane is Byron Donalds. Remember Byron, the Black guy who has been surrogating for Trump, and he got his little claim to fame, smoking a cigar and talking about that Blacks are better off in slavery. Remember we talked about that a while ago? Well, he is running for office as well, okay? He is running for the governor of Florida, his great state of Florida. So in that great state of Florida, he is running for governor, and Donald Trump has already endorsed him against Ron DeSanctimonious. So I wonder what that means. I mean, Ron DeSanctimonious at the end, he got behind Trump, okay? So what are we really talking about? He got behind Trump, and he was for Trump. But now Byron, who ran around the country with Trump, he already got President Trump's okay with that. So now there's a tactic in politics that you go up high, and then you You play high, you campaign high. So, like in Vivek's case, you go for the president and then go for another role a little lower. Okay, and that's what Vivek did. And so he went for the president. He didn't get that. But now everybody in the country knows him. Now everybody in the country knows his politics. Now people from around the country will send him money for his politics. So that's what Vivek has done currently. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a break when we're talking about Vivek and Byron. And Byron, he just jumped on the fact, and I think what Trump is doing, Trump is trying to say, you go against me, I'm going to go against you. And because now Ron DeSanctimonious has to fight Byron in New York. So we are going to take a break here on Millennium News 24. I'm Jineea Butler with the New American Perspective, and I'll see you in a minute. And we are back. I gotta see real quick if my eye is all flicted. I don't know if my eye is all flicted. I had to pop something on. Hold on, let me just look real quick. No, I'm all right. I had to pop something on to see you guys today. Tomorrow, I'm having a Black History Month 70 celebration at the radio station 77 WABC. And so we'd love to have you there, but you got to chime in. So go to at Jineea Butler, at JINEEA Butler on all social media, and tap in if you like to come out to our great celebration tomorrow. We have a great celebration going on tomorrow, Black History Month celebration, Black Excellence Awards, with some great people coming through. And I would love to see some of my great fans here on 77, excuse me, I'm about to call you 77 WABC, here on Millennium News 24. I would love to see you. We have had a wonderful journey here, and we are going to continue. So we were just talking about Vivek and Byron and them running for governor. And so now Trump, that means he beefing up. He beefing up the whole scenario. Now, have you heard of this lady named Tiffany Haynard? She is a mayor out of Illinois, who was running the gambit. She was corrupt as all hell, okay? And she lost just now. Now I think we're going crazy here. She lost by a landslide in her election. Hold on one second. She lost by a landslide. I am off a little bit. She lost by a landslide in her election. Oh my God, I'm all twisted up here, people. Bear with me for a second. I'm having a meltdown. So she was all twisted up in her last election. I got female issues here. She was all twisted up in her last election. She was all corrupt, and she was running around and stealing the people's money and doing all kinds of craziness. Okay. And she lost by a landslide victory. But they said in Illinois that there are two people, her and another gentleman, Lawrence Jackson. He was indicted, and he was receiving secret payments. So people, when you go into politics, there's a lot of money in politics, okay? But you are not allowed to take money that you can't write down. You can't take money from foreign nationals. That's what happened with our guy, Mayor Adams, okay? You can't take money from there. You got to be careful, because you've got to record every dollar that you want. And you start getting greedy and start thinking about, oh my God, I could have this, I could have that, I can have this, I can have that. Oh my God. So now they're out. So good that Tiffany Haynard, she was tripping over there. She was a young mayor, and she made us look really bad. So that's not going to happen again. Now you got Lester Holt is out at MSNBC too. They said that we don't know why he went out, and he was somebody good. So he probably had a fight over Joy Reid and said, I'm getting out of here too. So there is a big shakeup in the media. Okay. So this is why we at News 24 that tell the news straight and clear, we blowing up, people. So we need you to tune in 24/7 to Millennium News 24. Now, 67% of America said, the American public, going by u.gov, said that we do not, oh my God, we do not, do you see that? We do not approve of the media. Okay. The Associated Press is suing Trump USA now, and that all the Gulf of Mexico, because they said that they don't want to they won't acknowledge the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America, which it is now. It is President Trump. It's the Gulf of America over here. The Associated Press is suing them because they cannot get into the White House press briefings. Their pass has been taken. And so Bill O'Reilly thinks the Associated Press is going to win. I mean, because it seems like you don't want to acknowledge this, so we're taking this from you, so we're beating you up. So Lester Holt stepped down at MSNBC, and that's what I just said. And so they Jamel Hill was on CNN the other day talking about the attendees at the White House. Now, I was one of the attendees, Jamel, and she gonna talk about, oh, well, I guess none of them have been to the White House, and they thought that was a privilege to go to the White House under Trump. But, that's very insulting for what he did. Now, what was insulting originally was that he had decided that he wasn't going to have a Black History Month celebration, right? And then so we forced it, and he decided to have a Black History Month celebration. Now, I felt as though that the celebration was, hey, look, we're just going to do it to say that we're doing it. Now, we know what we're up against, or some of us know what we're up against, and some may not, and say that this is good. But I felt as though that there needs to be a Black agenda on the table that we're talking about every time we talk Black stuff. Because I haven't seen President Trump, I haven't seen any executive orders come across that help the Black community. Now, maybe you need help on figuring out what that is. And that's what people like me are for, is to make sure that you were there. But the celebration was in good cheer. Kodak Black, my friend that I helped get out of jail, he had showed up. You had Kodak Black. Bootsy was secretly in the back, by the way. Bootsy Badass, the rapper, trying to get him a pardon and everything like that. But he was scared to come out. So President Trump had Tiger Woods come out. I mean, it was, they had a nice setup. They let you walk through. Nobody was tripping, don't step on this carpet and all of this kind of stuff. You were able to freely walk. It was packed. It was probably about, I'm going to give them 500 people. I don't know. But it was probably about 500 people in there. They had us packed like sardines in a room where President Trump was going to talk. And so everybody was waiting for a long time because they wanted to be up front and all of that kind of stuff. And so it was hot and sweaty in there. You know how it goes when we get together. So he came out, like I said, the food was decent. The drinks, they had champagne and wine, and, you could drink all you want. I mean, if that was the celebration, you know what I'm saying? Again, I want more action from this administration when it comes to Black folks, okay? So he came out, he had Tiger Woods. Tiger, if you notice, in the beginning was standing 10 feet away from him. He was outside the camera, okay? He was out, absolutely outside the camera. And so he said, come on in, Tiger, come on in. Tiger was like, nah, I'm good. Tiger looked a little drunk. Okay, I know that we know Tiger has a drinking problem. He looked like he just got up and came in. He had his Presidential Medal of Freedom. He had his Presidential Medal of Freedom on and all of that. And Tiger was like, hey, look, this is how we rolling. Sorry about that. Sorry about my background. My background got a little. So Tiger said, this is how we rolling. Shout out to Yellow Brick Financial. Get your free financial review at yellowbrickfinancial.com. They are doing free financial reviews and finding out if you are getting the most out of your life insurance plans. And so, so to tune in, yellowbrickfinancial.com. And I also have a text number for you. I'll get it on my next long extended break just so I can get myself together here. Because, my 30-minute, my 30 seconds come back. I need a couple more minutes, or you could run it twice. So I love that the White House celebrated Black History Month. I don't like the means in what we celebrated, but they said that they're going to put a bunch of statues in a new statue park, and we should be happy about that. And I'm not necessarily happy about that. They had Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman. They had some Black names that we all know, Frederick Douglass, Kobe Bryant. So they're going to go in an American history park where everybody will be standing out there, and I guess you could walk and take pictures of all of the Americans. So we've got to look at that. They're trying to make us think that we are not Black Americans ourselves, but more or less, sorry about that, more or less Americans as a whole. And we are, because we say Black history is definitely American history. Now, we know that Kash Patel got confirmed for the FBI. Okay, now they're all worried about Kash because Kash been talking that hot stuff. Kash been saying, look, let me tell you something. President Trump is going to get revenge on all the people that was revenging on him. Now he's the president of the FBI, so everybody's all scared at what he's going to do, because now he has the reins to go and put you on surveillance and all of that kind of stuff. So some people are going to go to jail that we wouldn't rather see go to jail, or that wouldn't usually go to jail when it comes to these type of situations. Okay, so now President Trump named Dan Baringo as his deputy for the FBI. Now, Dan was his former Secret Service, so he worked with Trump in the last administration. And he had a popular show, the Dan Baringo Show. Excuse me if I'm saying his name wrong. And so now he said, it's a little hard to leave this, because he was making money as a podcaster. So Dan said, well, I'm up out of here. The president called me, and I'm going in. And everybody is nervous about him because they heard everything that he was saying on the podcast. And then so a lot of the Secret Service are worried because he doesn't have the experience as a Secret Service, and he's coming in. And so again, when we talk about DEI, again, DEI did not affect Black people as much as it did white women and these other folks. And so people always say DEI, and then they automatically look to African Americans because we came up with affirmative action to push things to be more equal. Now, I'm with things if we're going to be equal, but let's not say that we're going to be equal and we don't be equal at the end of the day. So we really got to look at that too. So right before we get to our next topic, which is your homeboy of all homeboys, Mayor Adams. We are going to take a longer break, and we are going to come back with Mayor Adams talking about his stuff, and he made it, people. Remember last week we talked about whether Mayor Adams was going to make it. Well, he made it. Governor Hochul didn't push him out. So we'll be right back on Millennium News 24. This is Jineea Butler, and I'm your host for the New American Perspective.
Welcome to Millennium News 24, your trusted source for accurate, unbiased news. We're here to bring you the stories that matter most from America and around the world with integrity and a commitment to truth. In today's world, where misinformation can easily spread, having access to reliable news is more important than ever. At Millennium News 24, we aim to cut through the noise by delivering clear, fact-based reporting. Whether you're following major events or looking for in-depth analysis, we are here to serve you with transparency and respect for all communities regardless of color, wealth, or religion. This beautiful America was built by the resilience of its people, immigrants, entrepreneurs, doctors, and everyday individuals working together to create something great. It's this spirit that inspires us to provide you with news that's inclusive, honest, and relevant. We believe that informed citizens are the foundation of a strong society, and we strive to give you the knowledge you need to make a difference. From breaking news to insightful features, we bring you comprehensive coverage on politics, economics, health, culture, and much more. We believe that everyone deserves access to the truth, and we are proud to be a part of a global network that connects people through information. Stay informed by following us on your devices, including iOS, Android, Roku, Amazon, Apple TV, and Smart TVS. And for global access, we're also available on Horizon Satellite. Visit us at www.millenniumtv24.com or www.millenniumnews24.com to stay updated at Millennium News 24. Our mission is to promote unity, understanding, and progress in a rapidly changing world. Join us as we work to inspire positive action through the power of truth. Thank you for watching. Follow us, subscribe, and stay informed.
And we are back. So this is Jineea Butler with the New American Perspective here on Millennium News 24. And we are getting down to the good stuff, people. So again, Mayor Eric Adams still in office here in New York City. And guess what? He is very confident. He is taking press. He said, let the people of the city decide who's going to be the next mayor. And he don't think that he's going nowhere. He said that he took on the biggest crisis since across the life of New York City, that he has handled the biggest crisis, and it is just about over. He is now closing down the Roosevelt shelter and moving the shelter into the Bronx. So he actually is doing Trump's work. Now, here's the thing. If you're closing down one, and this is what we talk about Rikers Island, right? If you're closing down one shelter, right, but you're opening up another, what does that really mean? I'm not sure, because I think that Roosevelt had a lot of people in. He said that 4,000 migrants were coming in per week to Roosevelt. Okay. And then, so now he's got that down. And then now he's moving the people over. 200,000 people are out of their care, I believe he said. And that, moved on to their next step is what he said. So I don't know what that means when it comes to moving with the next step. Okay, so he's not getting matching funds, okay, as his, with himself. He's not getting matching funds in his run for mayor. So that's gonna, hit him a lot. And so he's gonna get out here. He said petition is about to start. He's about to start petitioning, and he's saying the people out there in the city are telling him to run, Mayor Adams, run, and they know what they did to him. So he's really confident. Now, Cuomo has not got into the race yet, and so the reason, look at Cuomo's game that he's playing. Everybody's playing the game. Now, the game that Cuomo is playing is he's saying, well, I'm not going to get into the race yet because people can talk me out of it before I get in. So he's going to have to get in during the petitioning process. And so that's what's coming up in the coming weeks. So we will know what Cuomo's going to do. But he's polling at 38%, and then Mayor Adams is polling he's Mayor Adams is at 10% right now, polling at 10% for himself. And so he said, listen, I was down against Andrew Yang the first time around, and the mayor, the name of the mayor is not last name, not Yang, it's Adams. I hear you, player. So he back out, he feeling good. And okay, I hear you. And so he talked about, and then so they went on, and because I guess last night or the night before, they had said these Negroes are he said, pray for these Negroes that all have said to take me out and that I should resign when I haven't been charged with anything, when I turned the city around. He said, pray for these Negroes. And so the guy on Pix 11 said, what did you mean by Negroes? He said, I mean, what did you think? He said, well, is it all black people should vote for you? He said, no. He said, but all New Yorkers should vote for me. He was, so he was going with it. His wordplay is pretty good, but he is still out and in the way. Okay. You got Puffy's lawyer. I feel like I'm going blind. Puffy's lawyer stepped down. One of Puffy's lawyers stepped down and said, there's no way I'm going through this. There's no way I'm doing this. So what happened? We haven't heard anything else. I'm sure that he's on a gag order and he can't say anything about, what happened between him, but it just puts it out in the air that what is going on with your boy P. Diddy. Okay. What is happening? So now, the lawyer that sued Jay-Z, Busby, he all of a sudden is not able to practice in the Southern District of New York. So Jay-Z, after the Super Bowl, after he got the largest in history, he got a little power going on, even though the NFL apologized for Kendrick Lamar's piece. So what's happening here, people? We are going through a lot of stuff. What is happening? So now 50 Cent, he been on a roll. 50 Cent been going crazy. I think somebody might be in my a guest might be in. So check on that for me. But 50 Cent, my eyes going crazy yet again. Sorry about this, people. 50 Cent has been going crazy on everybody online. I'm just going blind. Which go? 50 Cent has been going crazy on everybody going online. And yeah, so 50 Cent has been going crazy about everybody online. He's been trolling Joe Buttons, Big Meech, and there's this whole scenario up against everybody and about what everybody is doing and what everybody is saying. So if you didn't know, Big Meech is a gentleman who from I believe Detroit and Atlanta that got 20 or 30 years, but he just got out last year. And so now his son, which was playing him on a Showtime sitcom, BMF, which was produced by 50 Cent, he is going nuts. 50 Cent 50 Cent and Big Meech got into a little Twitter twatter over Rick Ross. Now, Rick Ross, 50 Cent and his baby mom. Do you hear the story? The story is nuts as it is. And so 50 Cent took Rick Ross's baby mom, and now you might know the baby mom that's out. Her name is Tia. And so they call her Aunt Tia or something like that. And so she's out, she's now, I guess, celebrity because she's Rick Ross's baby mom, and she trolls Rick Ross. So Rick Ross is pissed, okay? Rick Ross is pissed. So he did the same thing to 50 Cent. And he told 50 Cent, listen, this is how we rolling. This is how we moving. I got some sunlight coming in. My eyes are all twisted. I am twisted, people. Don't even worry about it. But 50 Cent, he had 50 Cent come on in. And so now Rick Ross took Big Meech, who just got out of jail, and who doesn't know the way of the world right now, took Big Meech, and then now they're all working together. They got with Floyd Mayweather, somebody who 50 Cent used to deal with, and now they're ganging up. And let me tell you, fellas, I'm going to tell you, fellas, right now, do not start getting into no craziness behind this, okay? Because this just doesn't make any sense to go from here, from where everything that we've been through. We don't need any more silly beef going on in the streets, fellas. And that's a fact, and that's coming from me. Okay? So what I need you all to do is I need you all to focus and get this right. 50, if you're not dealing with them, don't deal with them. Keep up your little trolling. It's funny to see all that good stuff. But Little Meech, Big Meech, well, let's not get into this. Y'all are not gangsters. Big Meech, you need to stay on the street. Rick Ross, you need to stop this nonsense anyway. Okay? And who I got coming in, no other but the other half of the G-Check. What's going on? That's Mr. A.B. Butler, a.k.a. the G-Check, back in the game. What's good?
I'm good. You know what I mean? Just taking it easy.
Okay. My Duke's in the house.
Nah, she ain't get it yet. She on that special jet train.
Well, I just was going over some hip hop news, and I was talking about I was G-checking. I just got finished G-checking Big Meech, Little Meech, Rick Ross, 50 Cent on the beef that's brewing up between all of them. I just got finished talking about that. How do you feel about all of that?
Well, I'm gonna say this, right? You know, Fifth is my man. You know what I mean? So, you know, me, I'm a like I say, I feel I'm a different breed because me personally, I really don't like getting into the new world order of social media. You know, what's going on, who's this, who's that, who did this, who did that. Everybody know who did what. But you know what I mean? It is people gonna deal with who they want to deal with. You know, and I say this to say that, you know, I don't know Meech. You know what I mean? Because when I was in my situation, Meech wasn't out. See, I go back to the Chamber Brothers, you know, from Detroit, the original, and is a lot of bosses before them. But I go back to them, Baldy, D, you know, a couple of powerful names right here. Those was the BMF before the BMF, you know. But I feel that, man, right now, social media is tearing us, tearing us apart because every time you turn around, it's always a beef on social media. It's like going when you was a kid and when you're in the school and you put that little piece of paper and say, yeah, if you want to start something, you nag. But I always said, to my eyes, you know, before 50 got with Meech was a boss.
Big Meech.
Big Meech. You get where I'm coming from? So you got to look at it when you a boss. and you was doing it, you can't tell a boss how to move and who to deal with and this and that because bosses make their own decisions. That's why they call
He's a boss right now, coming right out. Is he automatic boss and everything that has been going on?
Well, you can't. This is the problem. He went away, so is you can't take what he created. Can't take what he created. He made a name for the BMF. Everybody knew Meech, Big Meech, Terry, and the crew. So you can't take that away from him. You know what I mean? A boss is a boss, no matter you left, came back, whatever. A boss is a boss, and you know what I mean? Because you can't really, especially if you're a grown man, and I feel a grown man can't tell another grown man who to talk to and who to deal with. You get where I'm coming from?
Okay, we're going to take a break really quick, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk more about what this is, because this is what hinders and this is what gets in the way of our community all the time. So this is Jineea Butler, the New American Perspective, and we'll be right back with A.B. Butler and the G-Check. And we are back.
Cuz, you look real lovely today, cuz.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I'm getting ready. I told everybody about our Black History Month event tomorrow at the radio station. And I hope that some people tune in. We got some door prizes and stuff. You can at me at Jineea Butler, and you can at AB at AB Butler on all social media platforms. And so we are back in our final piece. And again, we just came back and we're talking about how in the hip hop community or any community that you want to look at, things get really taken aback. And like AB had said, Big Meech, who, if you've seen on Showtime, the BMF series, that was him. And he created this empire, and 50 Cent supported the empire and now is mad at him, and now they're fighting over whether that empire is going to live. And so go ahead and finish your last piece on becoming a man.
Now, I was saying becoming a man, you can't really tell a man who he could talk to and who he can't. You know what I mean? It don't matter.
Right.
It don't matter what a person do for you and you take care of your family. Yeah, I understand all that. You know what I mean? You did what you did for the people, family. But, when you grow up being that boss, nobody can really tell you who you could talk to and who you can't. But you got to look at it this way. Homeboy play games, you know what I mean? And he know what he doing. He just loved that attention. And that's what.
And you're talking about 50 Cent, correct?
No, I'm talking about Rick Ross.
Oh, Rick Ross. Yes, he does. He knows what he's doing. I feel like he is getting in the way of Meech's progress for the beef between him and 50 Cent, which is ever so real.
Yeah, but Rick playing the game that Fifth know best, man. You know what I mean? Look, you gotta look at the dude 6ix9ine. He knew best what to get, how to get it, do what he got to do. And that's what it is. You know what I mean? It's like people know how to get under people's skin, but at the end of the day, everybody in this industry, in this world, we not understanding the follow program. The follow. You can't follow the leader. You know what I mean? If you can't be the leader, you know what I mean? Why follow?
Mm-hmm. And so we also, let's put a G check on Mayor Adams. So he survived last week, Mayor Adams. I was just telling everybody that he survived. Governor Hochul did not take him out, did not remove him for office. She said, well, she's going to let the bureaucratic process of letting the people decide who they want in as mayor. So how do you feel about the mayor?
Well, I see Eric Adams all the time, man. You know what I mean? It's like at the end of the day, like I say, there's a lot going on, and be honest with you, as being living in this America world, as a black man, we got to learn to stick together. We got to figure out a way to stop hating on one another, trying to destroy one another.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's so much going on. It's like this, what's going on in the world today remind me when I was a kid, when, oh, she said this, he said that. You know what I mean? It's going back to that on social media. We got to figure out a way how we could change the world, what we living in, because right now it don't matter if it's Eric Adams, if it's Donald Trump, is any mayor, any governor, whatever. At the end of the day, they're not doing what they're supposed to do when they talk. Oh, I'm gonna do this once I get in office, and they all get amnesia. So I put it this way: they all the same. It don't matter. It's a game. If you don't understand the game, you're gonna get run over.
Yeah, 100%, and that is a G check. Now, let's talk about President Trump. The last time you were on, about 2 weeks ago, we talked about, you talked about Trump pardoning people that look like us, and so since that point, let's not point out that it did not happen before you said it. Here on Millennium News 24, it goes to show that people are listening, that he has now appointed a pardon czar to his administration. And Mary Alice Johnson, who spent 20 years in prison, and Trump let pardon her a few years back. I think Kim Kardashian had lobbied for her to get out, and now she is the pardon czar. After your words, what do you got to say to the people?
Listen,
hey, Butler.
Listen, Miss Young Lady, you need to reach out to my cousin Jineea Butler, and I should be the first one since I threw that in there, and the people out there listening, because we definitely need that, because we can move forward on our life. That's all I'll be saying. It's like moving forward. We did the time, and you know that because you in there, you the pardon lady. We did the time. They took everything away from us. So we still out here trying to figure out how we going to find this great job, how we going to find this great living with, we got to get these felonies off us. We got to change the felony game.
I love it. That is big. And so, I mean, how do you feel when you can ultimately change America? That's serious stuff. That we also saw a memo. We also saw a memo that was going around that said, take out the F word that you recommended as well. And so I salute Donald Trump, because he's always been one where I felt like I've told him things over the years. We've got to work back on that platinum plan, since you're listening, sir, for the African American community and entrepreneurs and businesses. We've got to work back on that plan. But how do you feel about being able to move the needle like that? Because there's no way that we said it and then within 2 weeks it happened and it was already on the table.
You got to remember this. once like you transform into a team, the word of mouth is incredible. So that's why I tell people out here on these social media platforms, be careful what you ask for, be careful what you say, because it can help you and it can hurt you. So what we said was we put it out there so we help to move the needle.
Hmm.
Now we got to just keep going to make sure the needle is on the turntable doing a remix to change the world for the people that got that felony. You
Absolutely
know what I
right.
mean? It's good. It's always good to talk, the conversation, the word, but the real thing is show and prove. It's just like we got, as a, it don't, we the only community out here, still out here, don't understand us.
Mm.
And when I say us, because people watch us and when they see what they see us as they self, but at the same time, when they see us as they can't stand us. They
Mm.
don't like us
Right.
because we speak our mind.
Right.
And that's the difference between, as I say once again, a boy from a man. See, a
Hmm.
man to make his own decision and think for himself. A boy would just be a puppet and just be the yes man and follow suit. So, I say this to all the guys out there because we should do this, have a survey on why every black person on this earth can't stand somebody that look like them and don't know them. If you have a survey and ask a person why you don't like that person, and the question will come out, I don't know him, but you can't stand this man. And it's terrible where the black community swear that everybody owe them something. You know what I mean? And I was just telling a family member, he called me another family was like, yo, God said, man, you don't want to help the town because I said I was born in the Bronx but raised in Mount Vernon. And I'm like, B, when I was doing all that time, all these dudes, where was they at? So I don't care what they do. You
Right.
should be concerned what I do.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But
We'll talk about that more about life on the inside and how people are really feeling and that piece, because that's a good survey, and so people start thinking about that. Let me
yeah,
just say, get your free Yellow Brick financial review. Text to 1-866-699-4998. Review. Get your free financial review at yellowbrickfinancial.com or text 1-866-699-4998. Tell them Jineea Butler sent you. Text review to that number and get your free financial review and make sure that you're getting everything that you need out of that. Now, as we close out, let's close out. I want you to close out with those thoughts for where we go next. What does the Trump administration need to do? We got about a minute and a half. What does the Trump administration need to do for the community going forward when it comes to entrepreneurs?
well, I think Trump and his team and Eli and all of them, what they need to do is sit down, not with the people that you always see that got the power. Sit down with the people that y'all never can sit down with, like myself, Jineea, other people. You know what I mean? Because the people is in that position, they just gonna say things that make it sound good, make it sound incredible. But you need to speak to the people that is out here going through things, struggling, been to this situation, been locked up, been, you know what I mean, thrown under the bus. That's the people that y'all really need to sit down and talk to. And I don't want to use the word the real ones, the G's. Nah, I want to say, talk to the people outside.
Mm-hmm.
Because the people inside, they already inside. Talk to the people that is trying to explain to the world, to help the world, to make it a better place.
I love it. So you heard it here. That's A.B. Butler on the New American Perspective with the G Check. You heard it here. Talk to the people you normally don't talk to. We will see you next week here on Millennium News 24 with the New American Perspective. Looking forward to seeing you. I'll see you next week. Have a great week, folks.
Hey, we got to get some hats with American, you know what I mean?
Yes, no, good stuff. See, he's that's the kind of person he is. So I will see you next week on Millennium News 24.
And we'll see you at the Black History program.
Absolutely. Check in at Jineea Butler, at A.B. Butler, and get your pass for tomorrow at 77 WABC.
Salute.